everybody. Now, this is Dr. Steven. Today, we're going to talk about something really particular. And in the last video, I mentioned my book, and I realized that many people actually do not have that time to create. I have people who create time and get what they want. The people who actually do not have time because they are caught up by things to do during the day in the system. For those of you actually who do not have time to be able to read the book, I will start explaining everything from the first chapter to the last chapter in different series so that you have the chance to view me directly and have the message transmitted directly. Now, this is an advantage that I'm giving to every one of you out there. And this opportunity actually is useful for everyone out there who has a story to tell. And I will recommend all of you out there who have a story to tell to reach out and let us know actually what you have inside, because the greatest problem we have is keeping many things for ourselves. Most of us dream, and many of us give up on their dreams, and we will understand why. Now, I really wanted to share this experience because it's a very touching one, and it started during my first year of medical school. I was delivering pizzas at home during the weekend as a job, and I was hit down by a car, and I had lots of damages, and I went unconscious for 2 weeks. So you can call that coma. And I had this very incredible experience in coma. So after the 2 weeks of unconsciousness, I went through 5 years of therapies during my medical studies. I should have given up medical studies right from the first year, but actually the reason why I didn't give up was simply because from the moment I woke up from my unconsciousness, I realized that this was the best thing that ever happened to me. That most of you out there actually, or most of the people who visited me in the hospital actually did not understand, and I really couldn't explain it. But as time goes on and you put the parts together, then you really start understanding. At 12 years old, I really wanted to go to space and look at Earth from the space, see the stars, get closer to the stars. And that is why and most of my classmates will gonna be able to confirm this. That's why I learned a lot of math and a lot of physics and a lot of further math. And I was good at it, and science was actually my passion. But then, I changed my mind because I really wanted to be there for people, because I thought going to space was really egoistic. So I decided to be more useful to other people by staying here on Earth from the moment I learned that going to space actually wasn't my thing. So I discovered myself in coma, and most of you actually would ask, why was that one of the best things that ever happened to me? Well, I'll explain in very few words, because in the next chapters you will understand what gave me all the reasons and all the courage to be able to reach to wherever I am today. One of the best thing that ever happened in coma was, well, I'll give you the details, but one of the most important things that really happened was this. When you find yourself in that state, and like many people say, many people tell most of the stories when they left their bodies and they were watching themselves. Well, that's true. Well, everybody has his own story, but they're all similar. Now, this is my story. Now, when you actually find yourself in that state that you call the soul, and you're watching yourself, and you could be anywhere, anytime, and you're everywhere, But everything actually is really so different that the brain actually can't explain that. I mean, simple words can't explain that. But the most important thing, apart from the details I explain later, is this: imagine you looking at yourself from above, and you realize exactly who you are. But then, when you look at yourself, you don't see yourself. I repeat, when the soul actually starts watching the body, and you're not there anymore, and you're looking at yourself, and then you realize who you are, and then you look at yourself and you don't see yourself. That made me to think. Most of you out there will think. Most of you actually will interpret it maybe in different ways, but that is what we think about all the time, right? You're looking at yourself, you know, and many people ask, what did you see in coma? What did you see here? What did you see there? That's not the right question. The right question is, who are you? So when you look at yourself and you do not see yourself, who are you? So if you can answer that question, I just want you to think about it. But I'll give you the answer. I'll make things easy for you, okay? That is when you discover that you are, listen to me, listen to this very keenly, okay? Okay? I need your attention right now. You are energy. I repeat, you are energy. So if you are energy, the question is, what is energy? When you discover yourself, how do you control this energy? How do you discover this energy? So that is why when I woke up from coma and I realized where I was and what I've been doing for the past years, I discovered that I was doing the wrong thing. I was doing the wrong thing. Everything was false. There is nothing that could ever teach me what I learned in just 1 millisecond. And when you wake up and everything seems so alive, and you know exactly where you are, and those few those hours or days or months or years that you spend in coma, everything just passes in a millisecond, and that is like resting for all your life. It's eternal rest. So when you're up again and when you're alive, when you feel yourself, who you are, you don't feel like sleeping anymore. You're so, you want to leave. I want you to think about it. One thing is hearing what people say, the other thing is living exactly that event. That is the experience. It is the experience that teaches you. You just can't talk about it if you haven't had the experience. It is one of the most interesting things that could have ever happened, and it is the best thing that ever happened. And today, every time I wake up, or even when I go to sleep, everything seems so amazing. But remember that there's nothing more amazing than yourself, because you are that energy that no one can produce. Thank you for your attention. Now in the next videos, I'll explain every story right from scratch, right from the beginning, what brought me wherever I was in the past and how I reached here today, like a medical doctor and anti-aging medical doctor and manual therapist, as well as a business consultant. If you have a dream, don't give up. If you don't find the energy or the courage, relax, look for motivations, and start all over again. Start all over again. Just don't give up. But the most important thing is you should know what you want. Okay? If you now know what you want, stick on what other people do. Most of the time, you'll get attracted by the people similar to you. If you don't have a dream and you're searching for a dream, stick to those people. Okay? Well, that's my piece of advice for today. Now think about it. Think about who you are. Think about what you did from the birth. Think about where you're going to. Think about what you're doing today. Think about all those things that you need to do today to get to wherever you want to be tomorrow. This is really important. Thank you for your attention, and I'll see you in the next video.